presented by SEPTA, a weekly recap of your 2024 Phillies, broadcasting live from Chickies and Pete's. Tonight's show is brought to you by Team Toyota, BCWSA, The Capitol Grill, Independence Blue Cross, and SEPTA. Now, here are your hosts, Phillies PA announcer Dan Baker and Tommy Green.
Tommy Green? No, Don Money. Don Money, the guy that hit the first home run for the Phillies at Veterans Stadium, number 16. And we've got a great show for you tonight. And it has one of the most wonderful themes. Can you hear me over there, Mark and Kath? Thank you. So, Don Money is my co-host tonight. And our special guest has a connection to Don that we're very proud of, and we're very grateful to have Buddy here tonight. So let me just tell you a tiny bit about tonight's special guest. Now, Don Money. Don Money was one of the top young players in baseball in the 1960s, and the Phillies thought so much of him that they traded three-time All-Star pitcher Jim Bunning to the Pittsburgh Pirates for Don Money. Don Money, and I had the pleasure to introduce, Buddy, your grandfather for the Phillies in 1972. My first year as public address announcer for the Philadelphia Phillies.
That's awesome.
And your granddad was a terrific player.
Oh, yes,
and
he was.
The Phillies moved him because there was number 20 Mike Schmidt coming along, and the Phillies needed pitching. And they acquired Jim Lonborg, a former American League Cy Young Award winner and World Series hero for the Red Sox. They got Ken Brett, George Brett's brother, a left-handed pitcher. Sanders was another pitcher. Ken Sanders, I think, Don.
He was the reliever out of Milwaukee. Yep.
But so, Don Money, ladies and gentlemen, played for the Phillies from 1968 to 1972, 5 years. And I had the pleasure of introducing him not only in 72 when I started, but for the 1976 Major League Baseball All-Star Game.
Oh, wow.
Your grandfather was part of the American League All-Stars. He was an All-Star 4 times with the Milwaukee Brewers. Sharon, can you hear me over there? Oh, Gene Decky is here, and Steve Decky, along with Mark Berger, my wonderful neighbor. And I'm going to mention them in just a moment, but I have to introduce these big wheels first. Now, Don Money, 76 All-Star. Don Money played in the 1982 World Series for the Milwaukee Brewers versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Don was an All-Star not only in 1976, but also 3 other times with the Milwaukee Brewers, for whom he's a part of their Walk of Fame. Don was an All-Star, American League All-Star in 1974, 1976, 1977, 1978. He had a fabulous 11-year career. Who's that model taking pictures here, buddy?
My beautiful fiance.
Oh, hey. Now, so Don was with the Brewers 73 through 83, and he had just a terrific career. He's the answer to that great trivia question, which Philly hit the first home run at Veterans Stadium? It was number 16, Don Money. Oh, Don, thank you for joining. Don is going to be our co-host tonight. And it's such a fitting night because it is Don's and my privilege, and Don arranged for his grandson to come tonight. And I'm very thankful, Don, to you and to Buddy
Thank you for
making time
Absolutely.
To be with us. Now listen, Don's grandson played at Millville High School, like his good friend Mike Trout. Buddy, I brought a story that they wrote in the paper about your and Mike Trout's friendship.
Okay.
It's right in here.
Oh, wow. All right.
I mailed him stories when, you got that wonderful walk. Was it the Mets series?
Yeah.
And then you got that double to tie the game.
Yeah.
And, you've been doing some great things. Your family's been doing great things for so long. Buddy was drafted in the 5th round by the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are maybe on the verge of being eliminated from postseason play.
That is true.
If the Braves win today. But, Buddy, I talked, by the way, to another number 19 today. Your father's good friend, Greg Luzinski, who also wore that number 19 proudly. And, anyway, Buddy played in the big leagues with Arizona in 2022, batted .217. Last year, he batted .167 for Arizona, just getting his feet wet. This year, earlier, he batted .200 for Detroit, .182 for the Phillies, but my goodness, he's had a couple of big at-bats. And I'm sure that those of you who are here tonight, I hope some of you were at Citizens Bank Park when I introduced him this year, coming up for the Philadelphia Phillies. Ladies and gentlemen, number 19, playing third base for the Philadelphia Phillies, Buddy Kennedy. Buddy! Oh! My goodness, Buddy. Welcome to
thank you.
The Bull Session Radio Show. Congratulations for your contributions to the Phillies Big League Club. They must think an awful lot of you. You're still on the roster, right?
I actually got called up. I got recalled Saturday night at 8:30. I was actually sitting on my couch. Preston called me and actually drove down there. Got in around like 12:45 that night, Saturday night, and then woke up, got to the field, and then I was actually just waiting on Trey to get his 20th stolen base on the year. Topper told me that. He's like, whenever he gets a stolen base, you're in. Unfortunately he couldn't do it, but yeah, got in and then finished the season off with a W. So.
Well, neither did Aaron Nola get 200 innings pitched and 200 strikeouts, but he came close.
He did.
And you guys are poised, I think, Don, for a lengthy postseason run. But the first thing I'm going to ask your proud grandfather is to give us, Don, if you will, a brief overview of your grandson. And your son and Don Third are here tonight, too. I want you to give us an update on them and Buddy Kennedy. Tell us about Buddy's amateur baseball career and his professional career, which Buddy, he follows every pitch.
Trust me, I know.
Tell us about your grandson.
Buddy, we watched him in high school, and we watched him on the travel teams when he was younger, and he did a lot of traveling, and as he got older, closer to graduation, I think he was in 17. He was telling me about a long road trip they had. They were going to, like North Carolina and play like a weekend. Then they were going further west, and they were going to play another 4 or 5 days during the season. And then they were going out Vegas. I think they were going to play some games. And coming back, I said, well, now you've hit a big league road trip. You're out there 10 or 12 days playing pretty much every day, and that's just part of the game. That's what you have to work at. And, over the course of time, he got drafted in the 5th round, and, he went with Diamondbacks, and he he played well. You know, he worked his way through the minor leagues. He's what kind of hitter is he? He's a line drive, gap-to-gap hitter. You know, he has power, 2 hit home runs, but as I pointed out about myself, I wasn't a home run hitter, but I could hit a home run. And, you know, I averaged about 14, 15 a year back in those days. And
you had 25 one year.
25 one year.
And 83 RBIs.
And that was in 78 or 76 or something like that.
I think it was 74. No, maybe you're right. It is
74. Okay, I'll go along with that. But you know, he's a type hitter.
I did my homework before I came here.
Okay,
tonight.
you're good at that. Yeah. But no, he's a good player. You know, he's just got to get his feet on the ground. You know, and you know, you're up and down. You get called to big leagues, and you're up there for 2 weeks, and you get 10 at bats, and it's difficult coming off the bench for anybody, and especially a young player that's playing every day. And even when I did it, you know, they give me time off, but once I was in the minor leagues, I never got called up or sent down. It's wherever I stayed, you know, that's where I started the year at. If it's low A ball, I stayed there all year. High A, I stayed there all year. Double A, I didn't play. I skipped that one. Triple A, I made the big leagues out of A ball league, and then me and Larry Heisel, we got sent down after about 3 weeks. Then we come back the following year and stayed. So that's what I did over my career. His went a little bit different because he was called up at some places, sent back, and this and that. And I always look at it, a player has a good year, don't call him up to the next level and let him struggle. And because in his frame of mind, he goes back home during the wintertime, oh man, you know, I did good at A ball, but I didn't do good at Double A for 10 games or 20 at bats. And I would just soon player go home, have a good year, think about it. I can play this game and then go to Double A next year. So that's my thinking on how a lot of young players should get taken care of.
Buddy, how about you telling us in your own words about your path to big league baseball through Millville and Vineland, New Jersey?
Yeah, so I started travel ball when I was younger, about 13, 14 years old. My dad and mom took me all over the country really to, get in front of scouts. And then, as I got older, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, went to, Millville Senior High School, home of another guy that plays for a different team. And that's when, I kind of took a next level in my game. I was started varsity as a freshman, just try to do my best, try to have, put up numbers, did the best I could. And then, in 17, got drafted in the 5th round. I was actually on his couch at his house, waiting to hear my name called. And, got drafted. I think 4 days later, my parents flew me to Arizona, dropped me off, said, here you go. This is where you're going to start in the AZL League. And then from there, just kept on climbing. Next year, I went to Missoula, Montana in the Pioneer League. Stayed all there. Stayed all the year there. 19, went to Kane County, Illinois, low A for them at the time. Spent all year there. And then 2020 obviously got banged because of COVID. And then started 2021 in Hillsboro, Oregon. Was there until the beginning of June. Got promoted to Double A. Finished the year in Double A, Amarillo, Texas. And then after that year, went to the Fall League, Arizona Fall League for the D-backs, represented them. Had a really good Fall League. And then came back the next year.
Only the guys who have a lot of promise, folks, are picked for that Arizona Fall League.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a tremendous honor. I actually won Hitter of the Week, which is pretty cool. And then in 22, I was actually supposed to go back to Double A, but our big league third baseman got hurt for Arizona. So the next guy in line went up. I got promoted to Triple A. Stayed all year in Triple A until June 17th, and then got called up to the big leagues for the first time.
That's a great story.
Yeah, it's definitely a grind, but I just, like my grandfather said, I kept my head down and just kept pushing.
We have a lot more to talk about,
yeah, absolutely,
including Phillies postseason baseball.
Oh yeah,
with Don Money and his grandson, current Philly, number 19, Buddy Kennedy. We'll be right back after these words.
Cross, we take care of the people who take care of you. Everyday heroes like firefighters, police officers, teachers, farmers, and healthcare workers. Doctors and hospitals across the region have IBX, and they know what it means to have reliable access to care. So whether you're saving lives or just trying to live a healthier life, count on IBX, the region's #1 health insurer for 85 years. Learn more at IBX.com.
This is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for AutoPay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
Bringing in top talent is as easy as 1, 2, Key. SEPTA Key Advantage is a unique and valuable transit benefit program that gives your employees all-day, everyday access to the entire SEPTA system. That means your staff can get into the office, over to a meeting, and out for the night, seamlessly and affordably, all thanks to you. Learn how easy it is to customize a SEPTA Key Advantage program for your team at SEPTA.org/partner programs. That's SEPTA.org/partner programs.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Wrap up your workday with the all-new Chickies and Pete's Happy Hour with unbeatable specials weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Enjoy half-price orders of Chickies meaty and tender wings, one of our tasty and delicious pizzas, or an order of mouth-watering hot, cold, or fried shrimp. Plus $3 domestic bottled beers, $5 Tito's, and $6 seltzers. It's the all-new Happy Hour weekdays 4 to 6 p.m. only at Chickies and Pete's.
This is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for AutoPay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
Bringing in top talent is as easy as 1, 2, Key. SEPTA Key Advantage is a unique and valuable transit benefit program that gives your employees all-day, everyday access to the entire SEPTA system. That means your staff can get into the office, over to a meeting, and out for the night, seamlessly and affordably, all thanks to you. Learn how easy it is to customize a SEPTA Key Advantage program for your team at SEPTA.org/partner programs. That's SEPTA.org/partner programs.
We now return to the Independence Blue Cross Bull Session presented by SEPTA. Once again, here are your hosts, Phillies PA announcer Dan Baker and Tommy Green.
Oh my goodness, it's not number 49, Tommy Green. It's number 16, third baseman Don Money. Don also played shortstop for the Phillies before Larry Bowa. And he's a very important part of Phillies history. He's even a more important part of Milwaukee Brewers history, where he is in their Walk of Fame out there. And Don, give them an idea of that 82 team of yours that you helped get to the World Series versus the Cardinals, some of your teammates, and how good of a team you played for.
Well, we really had a great team in '82, and that team started being really put together in the late '70s, because we come up with '78. Paul Molitor came up. Robin Yount was already there. Gorman Thomas played center. We made a trade for George Scott. You know, I was playing third, and Charlie Moore was catcher, and then he moved to right field, and you know, Ben Ogilvie played left, and we had a really a powerful team, but we had a bunch of great guys on and off the field. You know, we really had, you know, good times. We had parties off the time, nothing bad parties, but just getting together on an off day or something like that. And we had a lot of good players. And at one time, I think off the 25 player off the 82 team at one time, I think it was 19 or 20 of them that was in coaching in the minor leagues and big leagues. So there was a lot of talent there. And it was just, we had the players to play. We had a lot of power. We had guys who could hit and run. We had guys who steal bases. And, we just ran into a tough team in the Cardinals. We had a real good chance to win, but, a couple things went against us, and we ended up losing, but we won the American League.
Well, the Phillies ran into that Paul Molitor again with the Toronto Blue Jays in 1993 when Joe Carter hits the walk-off home run.
Right.
And my wife Kathy and I were in Toronto, sitting between first base Buddy and the right field foul pole. And when that ball went out and everybody stood up, we just turned around. We didn't take the bus that the Phillies arranged for, front office to go back. We walked the 8 blocks back, and we just what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Just like happened to you in '82 against St. Louis, the Blue Jays won. Buddy, I want to ask you for a first-hand report, and I hope you noticed.
Okay.
When I introduced you.
Yes.
Out of love for your grandfather, I tried to give it some extra juice.
No, you did. I heard it. I heard it.
And the way these beautiful fans reacted to you, and they reacted to you again tonight,
I know,
young man.
This is crazy. It's wild.
So tell us about that experience. You drew a walk. That wasn't an easy situation.
No.
Hey, guys, how are you? Thank you for being here tonight.
It was, so Cal, the bench coach, came to me, and he was like, hey, Clevenger comes in, that's your guy. You're going to be in. So I think, I'm trying to figure out how it happened again. I think Harper hit the wall, got the first, and then I think Stott beat out that dribbler. And then I pinched hit for somebody. I forgot who, a lefty. I think it was Marsh, or somebody. I was actually sitting on the back rack for about 3 batters ahead of time because I just wanted to, get myself focused, try not to let the moment get too big, and try to keep it relaxed.
Can I mention something? Mm-hmm. That Harper at bat that you referred to.
Oh, yeah.
He crushed the ball, but it was a low line drive, and then he thought it was out. He started into his trot, and then he felt so bad.
I know.
So we really needed a lift because us Dyed-in-the-Wool Phillies fans, were like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Go ahead, young man.
So then I'm on deck. Cody Clemens like, dude, this is your moment. Like, do the best you can. And so I try to keep calm, relaxed, then walking up to the plate. And I've always told myself I wanted to hear you call my name in that stadium. Whether it was, I never knew it was going to be for the Phillies or, against the Phillies. But, luckily it was for the Phillies. And, I heard you say my name, and I just took a deep breath at my bat, kind of get my mind right and try to just slow everything down. Got in there. I was trying to see, because I faced Clevenger earlier in the year with Detroit. And I hit 2 just missed foul home runs to left field off a sweeper off him. And usually guys remember. So I didn't think he was going to throw me any of the sweeper at all. And he has like a fastball at like 98, 99 with good ride. And then he has a cutter / slider mix. It's just a spinner, but sometimes it could be depthy, sometimes it could be straight. So, I would just really just try to focus on a fastball. If I can, or see something elevated, put a good swing on it. And, he got a good pitcher's pitch. I think it was 1-1, threw a good pitch. I was like, okay, if I could hit a line drive to right, or, I could hit a ground ball to second base. And then what else? Then he threw a fastball up, and I was all over his pitches. I was feeling confident in myself, seeing it right out of his hand immediately. So I was like, just if anything, put a good swing on it if it's there. If not, just, pass the bat to Cody, put it in Cody's hands. And, luckily did my job the best I could, drew a walk, just passed the bat. And then next pitch, we won the game. Harper came over to me, hugged me. It was like, that's unreal. And then Marsh and Casti and Trey and everybody literally came up to me and just, it was a great moment. And then after the game, Harper came over to me and literally sat right next to me, and he was like, if you could do that in front of, 45,000 plus, you can take any at bat in your entire career. And that was where I just really sank in and was like, wow, this is pretty cool.
I'm going to ask you to tell another story of a big moment in your history and Phillies history. We're talking with Don Money, who hit the first Phillies home run at Veterans Stadium, played for the Phillies for 5 years, from 68 through 72, and his grandson, Buddy Kennedy. Don Money II is here. Don Money III is here. Sharon Money, the wife, is here.
She's here. She won't let me go by myself.
She looks beautiful tonight, too.
Thank you.
And I also want to mention, ladies and gentlemen, my wife, Kathy, our neighbor, Mark Berger. Mark Berger was a great athlete from Northeast Philadelphia, went to Father Judge High School, was on just about every CYO All-Star team they had in the greater Northeast. Gene Decky and Steve Decky. Since my cancer surgery and diminished vision in my right eye, I need a ride to the ballpark. I can't drive myself.
Okay.
Gene Decky takes me almost every game.
That's great.
Back and forth. Gene, thanks so much, dear. And she's been a president of the union of all the Phillies ushers and usherettes.
Awesome.
And,
great.
And Steve, her husband, is another good athlete. And they live over in Deptford. And Mark Berger, thank you all for being here. The Foremans are here. The Steinbachers are here. And the Flahertys are here. We have a following,
awesome.
Buddy, that goes everywhere we go.
It's great.
All
really
the Chickies and Pete's throughout the Delaware Valley. They're here for you tonight.
Oh, no.
And for your grandfather.
For my grandfather, not me.
This is our producer. Sharon,
Oh,
did you hear me talking
Danny.
about you? See, unfortunately, the video's only this way. They can't see how beautiful you look, Sharon, but I told them how great looking you look. And we thank you for being here, Sharon. We've been friends for many, many years, and Kathy and I appreciate our friendship with your husband and you. And what a beautiful family you have. And did you hear the fans in here chanting, Buddy, Buddy, just like at the ballpark?
Pretty cool.
We have to take a break right now. Buddy and Don, we're halfway through the show. We'll come back. We got a full second half.
Awesome.
There's many fans of yours, Buddy Kennedy, that want to get your autograph, and you're going to have to hang around afterwards because a lot of people ask me if they could get a photo with your grandfather and you.
Absolutely.
So I hope you don't mind.
No, absolutely.
We'll be right back with the second half of the show at Chickies and Pete's in Glassboro. But first, this message.
Bringing in top talent is as easy as 1, 2, Key. SEPTA Key Advantage is a unique and valuable transit benefit program that gives your employees all-day, everyday access to the entire SEPTA system. That means your staff can get into the office, over to a meeting, and out for the night, seamlessly and affordably, all thanks to you. Learn how easy it is to customize a SEPTA Key Advantage program for your team at SEPTA.org/partnerprograms. That's SEPTA.org/partnerprograms.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Wrap up your workday with the all-new Chickies and Pete's Happy Hour with unbeatable specials weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Enjoy half-price orders of Chickies medium tender wings, one of our tasty and delicious pizzas, or an order of mouth-watering hot, cold, or fried shrimp. Plus $3 domestic bottled beers, $5 Tito's, and $6 seltzers. It's the all-new Happy Hour weekdays 4 to 6 p.m. only at Chickies and Pete's.
At At Independence Blue Cross, we take care of the people who take care of you. Everyday heroes like firefighters, police officers, teachers, farmers, and healthcare workers. Doctors and hospitals across the region have IBX, and they know what it means to have reliable access to care. So whether you're saving lives or just trying to live a healthier life, count on IBX, the region's #1 health insurer for 85 years. Learn more at IBX.com.
I SEPTA Philly.
I SEPTA Philly. I SEPTA Philly.
I take SEPTA so I never miss tip-off.
I do not have time to deal with traffic.
I don't have a car. Do you know how expensive parking is?
I take the Broad Street line to all the games.
I ride the bus.
I ride the train and the subway.
I set my lineup when I ride.
I check Twitter, text my buddies.
I watch sports highlights or lowlights.
For real Philly fans, SEPTA is the hometown way to go. Ride with us at iseptaphilly.com.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. What's better than a Sunday brunch? How about brunch on Saturday and Sunday? Weekends from 10 to 2 at select Chickies and Pete's locations. Try one of our delicious brunch sandwiches like chicken and waffle or our incredible breakfast tacos. How about a crab fry skillet featuring our world-famous crab fries topped with egg and cheese? Add peppers and onions, roasted peppers, crab or lobster. Or try our classic avocado toast. Pair your meal with one of our tasty brunch cocktails. Every Saturday and Sunday, 10 till 2 at Chickies and Pete's.
We now return to the Independence Blue Cross Bull Session presented by SEPTA. Once again, here are your hosts, Phillies PA announcer Dan Baker and Tommy Green.
Well, Tommy was unable to join us, but we are very fortunate to have in his place the great Don Money. First Philly to ever hit a home run at the Vet. Played 5 years. He was thought so highly of. The Phillies traded Hall of Fame pitcher Jim Bunning for Don. In 68, Don? 68. And Don came up with Larry Boa, Greg Luzinski, Bob Boone, Joe Liss. How about that one?
Joe Liss, there
Snuck
you go.
that one in there on you.
Roger Freed.
Roger Freed.
Roger Freed, yeah.
Roger Freed was in the steam room at the Vet one time, and he said to Frank Lucchese, I can't understand why I can't lose any weight. He was eating some fried chicken at the time.
Yeah.
He could hit. He could hit the long
He could
ball.
hit. Willie Montañez was there, center fielder.
Number 27, center fielder. Can you hear me, Mark? Willie Montañez. You know, it wasn't the only time I introduced you wasn't at Citizens Bank Park. If I'm not mistaken, buddy, I introduced you in the Carpenter Cup.
You did. You actually did.
Over across the street.
Yes.
At Ashburn Field or Allen Field.
Yep. I remember that. I was in high school. I was a sophomore in high school, and I actually got elected to the Carpenter Cup team. And I remember you announced my name, and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." You know what I mean?
Just like I introduced your
exactly.
And your now.
My grandson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Don the third.
Yes.
Yeah. Don the third. Yeah.
And I also introduced your grandfather in the stands because I wanted him to know that we had a famous Philly that was looking on.
Look at that. That's
I
awesome.
saw Sharon and you outside, and you know, that makes people feel good.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
So it makes me feel so good, buddy, to see what you're doing.
Oh,
and
thank you.
I mailed a couple of articles in the newspaper to your granddad.
Okay.
And I told him about the great stories that were written with pictures of you and your grandfather in the Philadelphia Inquirer and Philadelphia Daily News. I talked to your grandmother, and I told her that these, I wanted to give them a chance to go out and get the newspapers.
Yes, absolutely.
Which weren't there anymore. They were sold out.
That's crazy.
You know, it's a dying industry, unfortunately.
Not wrong.
But I said, Don and Sharon, you got to see this picture. There's a great big picture of you
That's awesome.
And it looks like it was just after your bar mitzvah picture. You were a young guy.
I was a young guy way back when.
And it's a beautiful photo.
Yeah.
As there was a beautiful photo of you, buddy.
I can't wait to see it.
In color.
Oh.
In color. And, buddy, I'm going to ask you to talk about this next.
Okay.
If you would, please. This is a story that was, if I'm not mistaken, in the Philadelphia Inquirer Sports last week.
Okay.
Last Sunday. It's about your friendship with future Baseball Hall of Famer Mike Trout, like you, a graduate of Millville High School. Can you tell us about your friendship and where it started and where you stand now?
Yeah. So I first met Mike. We trained at this place called The Pit down in Vineland, New Jersey. It's actually in Spira Healthcare that was connected to it. I used to train at like 7 o'clock, and then Mike would come in around 8:15, start working out, and then he would, just do it day in, day out. My trainer, which is our still trainer now, Dan Richter at the time, said, hey, Mike said, why don't you come work out with him to see, and this is when Mike just got drafted, or maybe a year into pro baseball. And he wanted to see, if you want to go to the next level, you got to train at the next level. So, and I was, again, 13 years old at the time. Mike's, 19, 20 years old. So there's a big age gap there. So it was an honor for me because I got to saw Mike up close to what he did in the off season that no one got to saw. The drive, the passion to be the best he can at baseball. And then from there, as he got older, I got older. We kept training together each year, and then I got drafted. And after that, it was kind of pretty cool because then it went from just working out together to hanging out. Hey, what are you doing today? You want to come over? And he likes to hunt. He's want to help me do some stuff on the farm and in the woods. And the next thing you know, he built his house, and now I train at his house. We play some basketball in the off season, and we hunt. I actually joined their hunting club down in Newfield, gunning club, and now I actually obviously Mike past couple of years he's been injured, but I've always stayed in contact with him and just checking in on him, make sure he's okay. Jess and the two little boys are doing well, and everybody looks at Mike as Mike Trout, and I look at Mike as it's Mike. Yes, he's in my opinion, arguably one of the best, to ever play the game, by far. But he's a different breed. That's I see it at a firsthand basis every day in the off season. He never likes to lose at anything. Could be just playing cards. He's going to do everything he can to win, and it's awesome to have him to talk to, also my grandfather to talk to, of the experiences of how you go about your business in the off season during the season to be the best you can, and to do your job every day, day in and day out, and have fun doing it. And that's something I will always cherish for the rest of my life, because I got 4-time All-Star as my grandfather, and then I got 3-time MVP as a good friend, so it's pretty special.
And Buddy Kennedy, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Among the many great things that new Phillies owner John Middleton has done, he brought in a great director of baseball operations, President Dave Dombrowski.
Yes.
He knows his stuff.
He does.
He saw that the Phillies were not doing a good job in drafting and player development. He brought in Brian Barber from the Yankees, who was their scouting director at the time, Preston Mattingly, Don Mattingly's son. They decided to bring you over.
Yeah.
That is a heck of an endorsement. And then you came up and performed the way you do Now, we got this famous grandfather of yours, but buddy, you're the guy of the moment. Tell us about the big double that you hit that tied the game. And then was it the Mets game?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I was facing, I don't know his first name, but it's Peterson, last name.
Yes, left-hander.
Left-hander. Let's fast forward a couple of days. Actually, 2 days before, I faced Jose Quintana. Their scouting reporters pitched me all outside. That's what they were doing. That's what Kevin Long told me prior to the game Friday. So I already knew when Sunday was coming around because we actually didn't have a lineup up until we got to the field on Sunday. So I saw I was playing second base, saw we were facing Peterson, and I told Kevin Long, I said, I'm going to get a dose of fastballs, sinkers, cutters, and sliders all on the black side of the plate, outer third, and that's all I'm going to get all day. So first at bat, come up, take good swing, line drive out. Then ground out second at bat, and then third at bat comes up. Weston gets a double. It's huge, starts to rally. My body's going crazy. I'm anxious. Try to just stay in the moment and calm down. Throws me a first pitch first pitch fastball inside. So he tried to change my sights from looking out over the plate to shift in. So I step out of the box. I'm like, okay, he's trying to change my eyesight, trying to get me to roll over something, and try to get out, leave Weston on second to get one out. Took. I think it was 0-1 fastball, threw a ball 1-1. I think he threw a 2-1 slider, 1-2 slider, caught the plate. Then actually fouled a ball off directly back to the net, and I was like, I just missed it, and I was like, okay.
You got a really good swing.
Yeah,
on that.
I got a really, really good swing on it, and I was like, okay, you tried, so just sit fastball, look out over the plate still, because he's been doing it all day. If he comes inside, just react to it. And as soon as he released it out of his hand, I saw the dot immediately. And then I was like, okay, just let it stay on plane enough. And it did. It was a good pitcher's pitch. It was down and in. It would have been a strike if I didn't swing. Saw it immediately. Just got the head out enough. I saw it as soon as I hit it. And then my whole body, my hair stood up all from my toes all the way to my head. And, rounding first, Weston scored. It was a moment that I can never write.
Do you know how that sellout crowd felt when you did that?
Yeah, it was.
Do you know how this guy felt when he was bawling? I know that.
Oh, he was.
I would have been if I was your grandfather. What did you think, Don, when that happened?
I wasn't bawling. But,
okay.
You're always rooting for him to get a base hit.
Yeah.
Every time. I just hit the ball hard and let things fall where they may. Go up there and get a good pass on the ball. And here you are. That lefty Peterson was throwing a really good ball game that day. Because I think it was like 1-0 in the eighth inning, I think it was. And then they end up tying it up. And then they win it in the ninth when Realmuto's ball to right center. So, it was a great feeling. You're just looking. I don't get too excited about it. I'm not jumping for joy. And I'm just looking for give them a good swing. Get your hands up where your head, your stance is, and go from there and attack the ball.
These pros, buddy, they just take it all in stride.
Oh, I know. That's how it always is.
I wasn't being critical when I said that.
Yes, you were.
I was probably, no, I wasn't at all. I was probably projecting my own self, how I might have reacted if that was my grandson doing that. But, buddy, oh, my goodness. Everybody, and they started the chants again.
I know.
It came right out.
I know. It was crazy.
We have one more segment left, and there's so many nice people here, like the Steinbachers and the Foremans, who want to get a photo with you and your granddad, and Chris Ermer, our producer.
Yeah.
We'll be right back with the last segment of tonight's show, and hear Chris Ermer sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" after this.
I SEPTA Philly. I SEPTA Philly. I SEPTA Philly.
I take SEPTA so I never miss tip-off.
I do not have time to deal with traffic.
I don't have a car.
Do you know how expensive parking is?
I take the Broad Street line to all the games.
I ride the bus.
I ride the train and the subway.
I set my lineup when I ride.
I check Twitter, text my buddies.
I watch sports highlights or lowlights.
For real Philly fans, SEPTA is the hometown way to go. Ride with us at iSEPTAPhilly.com.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. What's better than a Sunday brunch? How about brunch on Saturday and Sunday? Weekends from 10 to 2 at select Chickies and Pete's locations. Try one of our delicious brunch sandwiches like chicken and waffle or our incredible breakfast tacos. How about a crab fry skillet featuring our world famous crab fries topped with egg and cheese? Add peppers and onions, roasted peppers, crab or lobster. Or try our classic avocado toast. Pair your meal with one of our tasty brunch cocktails. Every Saturday and Sunday, 10 till 2 at Chickies and Pete's.
At Independence Blue Cross, we take care of the people who take care of you. Everyday heroes like firefighters, police officers, teachers, farmers, and healthcare workers. Doctors and hospitals across the region have IBX, and they know what it means to have reliable access to care. So whether you're saving lives or just trying to live a healthier life, count on IBX, the region's #1 health insurer for 85 years. Learn more at IBX.com.
BCWSA customers, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green here. I played on the 1993 National League champs, so I know a thing or two about what it's like playing on a winning team. BCWSA has all the ingredients. They make it easy for their customers to get automatic updates by text, email, or phone anytime there is a disruption in your service area. You can even customize your alerts by going to bcwsa.net. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, your partner for a safer environment. BCWSA, prove it.
SEPTA offers a variety of career opportunities. Our core business is transit, and with 5 modes of service, we rely on and need operators, engineers, and conductors. But it takes a host of other specialties, including mechanics, electricians, plumbers, masons, painters, carpenters, welders, and more to keep the system moving. As an employee, you will earn competitive compensation and great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. Wrap up your workday with the all-new Chickies and Pete's Happy Hour with unbeatable specials weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Enjoy half-price orders of Chickies medium tender wings, one of our tasty and delicious pizzas, or an order of mouth-watering hot, cold, or fried shrimp. Plus $3 domestic bottled beers, $5 Tito's, and $6 seltzers. It's the all-new Happy Hour weekdays 4 to 6 p.m. only at Chickies and Pete's.
We now return to the Independence Blue Cross Bull Session presented by SEPTA. Once again, here are your hosts, Phillies PA announcer Dan Baker and Tommy Green.
Hey, Tommy, great to have you here tonight.
Thank you, Dan. It's nice to be here.
This is not Tommy Green, and although Tommy's done a great job all year long, as has my other co-hosts, Mickey Morandini and Sarge, number 34, Gary Matthews. But tonight, we have Don Money here. He wore number 5 and number 16, buddy, for the Phillies. And he was one of the few bright things in the late 60s for the Phillies when Dick Allen was 69 was Dick's last year. We hope that he's going to finally be properly acknowledged with his election to the Baseball Hall of Fame this year, Dick Allen. But your granddad was a special, special player.
Yes, he was.
And when you think, you talked about your dear friend Mike Trout, probably the greatest Major League Baseball player to ever come out of New Jersey. Well, your dad is right up there with the best.
Oh, yeah.
And now here comes you. And buddy, I'm so impressed by your poise.
Thank you.
And as I was with Mike Trout, you were put into a very difficult situation. You didn't flinch. How do you come by that?
I will say this. There's I think it, and this is where I tell guys, that haven't been to the major leagues yet, I think it's the mentality, right? I was a big person on not getting in my head, meaning doing exercises for yourself mentally, controlling your breath, trying to slow the situation down as best as you could. I actually did it and developed a routine when I was with Arizona with their mental skills team. Because this game is 90% mental, right? 10% physical, and with this game, it's just you got to have a balance. It's a failure sport too. You get 3 hits out of 10 at bats, you're a Hall of Famer, right? But for me, I've always just been a guy that sometimes I'll have 10 hits in a week, I'll have 0 hits in a week, and I would go up, I'd go down like a roller coaster. And I developed this system for myself to control myself in big situations and big moments to where, I kind of block everybody out, the fans, everything else, and it's just me and the pitcher, just focusing on him, just trying to, get a good pitch to hit, be on time, be early, and just keep myself as calm as possible. And from there, whatever it may be. But I think just mentally being relaxed and being comfortable and just controlling my breath, has really helped me throughout the way.
For those of you who do not know, tonight's broadcast is airing live on WBCB 1490 AM and 107.3 FM. Our producer is Chris Ermer, and Chris Ermer hosts a show on the radio station. Not only is he talented behind the scenes, like producing this show tonight, but he is a good on-air talent himself. And, Buddy and Don, Chris has a question for you.
Okay.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you so much. All right, so excited that the Phillies have earned some time off here to get ready for the division series. I'm wondering, Buddy, what kind of mental exercises, what the team is doing to stay sharp, what you expect to be doing, and Don, what you think is the best formula for a team that kind of gets out of rhythm or doesn't have that day in and day out type of experience to get ready for the next day. Man, it's a little challenging.
Oh, you can go first, Papa.
Well, I think, the Phillies, they started out great this year. Their pitching was doing great. I mean, they were nasty all year. And then they hit the little funk, which you're going to hit a funk. You play 162 games over a 6-month period, and then they got out of it. And then towards the end there, they got in a little bit of a funk again, the hitting funk. But now they got, the second seed, and, you're off for 5 days in a row. Now, basically, I think they would just like to get away from the game a day or so. You're off on Monday, and then now you practice on Tuesday, get an inter-squad game on Wednesday, and probably practice Thursday and and Friday, and then game starts Saturday. So, I mean, when you're in a funk like that, you just got to get away from the game just a short period of time. Just get your marbles back, in order and go about your business. And I mean, because they've done it all year, and there's no reason why they can't do it any longer. But you just have to get in the right frame of mind, as Buddy said. And I'm not saying they're not in the right frame of mind, but sometimes they're trying too much. You're not a home run hitter. You're trying to hit a home run. And you've heard the announcers say the same thing. When things don't go quite their way, everybody wants to hit the home run instead of you're a line drive hitter, hit a double. Let the other guy hit a single. So, I mean, just try to get away from the game, clear your mind for a short period of time, and then get back in the mode.
I agree with him. I think getting away from the game, like today's a nice day for all of us. Get away. Obviously we just got back yesterday from D.C. And then today just be like a mental free day. Do what you want, enjoy yourself. Everybody can enjoy their families, or I think a lot of the guys are really just sitting at home, really just getting prepared. And but for me, I think it's just for me, listening to music, soft sounds. Even like before the game, I'll just put my headphones in and, close my eyes for about 10 to 15 minutes and just let my brain go into a different world. And then, when that time's up, the game face comes on. The game mindset turns on. That's what's always helped me. And then, with the guys in the clubhouse that I've talked to, with them, they all have their own routine when they have to get ready for the game. Like Schwarber, he likes to, he's DHs a lot. So, like in between, innings, he'll do the same amount of flips and underhand flips only. He might ground out next at bat. He might hit a homer next at bat. Who knows? He's like, I still got to do it. And Harper just being free, talking smack to the guys, having a good time. Just with everybody, I think from what I got is just obviously you treat it as a playoff game, but at the same time you treat it as a game to have fun and a game to succeed. Everybody's going to get out. Some guys are going to get hits, some guys aren't going to get hits. Sometimes guys are going to strike out, guys are going to get big hits. I think, but overall, for me and I think for us, the Phillies as a team, it's just, be in the moment, take one at bat at a time. Whatever opportunity there is, if it's a guy on first and second late in the game, getting a bunt down, or maybe getting a huge walk in a situation. It would definitely benefit us, and playing the overall baseball game of maybe being small ball and maybe sometimes in here and there hitting the ball over the fence. I think just overall just having a clear mindset as we approach Red October is something obviously all of us in Jersey, Delaware County, and all around have always enjoyed. And I think for me, being in the clubhouse and seeing how these guys operate day in and day out is something special. But at the end of the day, they just try to keep it loose, keep it really fun, and just go out, try to beat somebody as best they can, and go to sleep and wake up the next day and do it.
Buddy, a big fan of yours and your grandfather's is probably watching live stream tonight or listening down in Bonita Springs, Florida.
Okay.
Greg Luzinski,
the bull,
who also wore number 19. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to ask you, buddy, also, what is it like to have a mentor teacher like your grandfather, Don Money?
For me, it's very special, right? Because I remember when I was younger, he would always go away because he was the manager, he was managing the Nashville Sounds, Huntsville Stars, and I'd always ask my nanny, my grandmother, where's Papa at? I can't see him. He was gone 6 months out of the year, like I am for baseball now, and he's like he's coaching, and growing up and understanding what he did and understanding as I got older his numbers and how he played the game helped me at 14, 15 years old with the basics of just fundamental baseball, of different situations that come upon a game. And for me to have him, and I call him every day. You can ask him. I call him every day. And he
told me.
Yeah, I call him every day. And he'll look at the at-bats, watch him, decipher it. What do we do? And how can we approach the next at-bat or the next day to be the best we can? And we'll sit there and talk. It's just something that's very valuable. And, he did it for 15 years. And he did it at the highest level.
I hate to cut you short.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Our producer tells me we're out of time.
No, you're good.
That's because you and your granddad did such a great job tonight.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Don Money and Buddy Kennedy of the Philadelphia Phillies. We'll see you next week, everybody, on the Bull Session.
Thank you, guys.
You're listening to 1490 WBCB and on your FM dial at 107.3 W297CL Levittown.